I'm good. Hello, everyone who is ever fucking watching. Welcome.
Bring them,
Bring him in. Welcome
bring
back.
them out, bring them out.
Welcome back to the Night Brew and Vision Show podcast, episode 2.
Oh hell yeah!
And it's New Year's. Well, time you see this, it'll already be the next year. So happy New Year, everyone. Today we'll be
So I'll talk
talking.
to you guys next year.
Yeah. So yes, tonight we are going to talk about a very controversial topic. So now, everyone,
Ooh.
I'm going to warn this: if you guys haven't seen, if you haven't seen the G5 episodes yet, watch this. Spoiler warning: there will be spoilers in this. Watch them then first, then come back to this podcast.
And if you haven't watched them yet, what are you doing? Go, go watch them. Shoo,
Shoot,
go
shoot,
watch.
shoot.
Go watch them.
Okay,
Shoot.
so Night Brew and I have seen pretty much everything, and I mean everything. So, we're going to explain as much of this as possible to you without explaining much of this as possible because we don't want the podcast going over for like 2 hours. So, Night Brew, you take the floor
Yes.
first.
Oh, okay, all right. So Gen 5, big timers. A lot of controversy coming in when it first came out. I was one of those people, but hey, I think a lot of negativity was in there. There was somewhat of hope for it. I always liked to. I was very hopeful for it. I think, and I don't think it would ever compare to Gen 4. Just like Gen 4 wouldn't compare to other generations, but Gen 4 is a hard one to beat. But I like the idea. They had a brand new start with it and trying something new and
Yeah.
talking about things that they wanted to do, like making it a more higher age level of audience. Um, I think that's one of the things when it first was announced. I was like, oh, it's actually pretty good because I think we live in a different world nowadays where adult topics or PG-13 topics are more introduced to younger audiences. Unfortunately, that's just the world we live in now. So if they did it right, it would have been good. If they did it right. So I think as when I watched it all, my overall rating for it out of 10, I'd probably give it a 6.5 right now. That was only because I thought it was very slow in the beginning. Now, if you guys know me, which probably most of you guys don't, I love me a good villain. Villains do it all for me. When Gen 4 did it, they had a villain that was the topic for every season. Like introduced it at the end, then the next season introduced them in the beginning, and everything else was kind of like filter for me. But they still introduced like somewhat villains. I loved what they did. Anyway, I'm going into Gen 4, but Gen 5, the villain was a little too slow for me to come out for me. And then when she did come up, you guys know who I'm talking about, Opalina.
Don, don, don!
Opalina. But hey, you know what? I tell you what, she came around for me for sure. I thought for sure. That's why I give it 6.5 because those first
When I come around,
couple chapters. First couple chapters were just too slow, right? And my villain wasn't out yet. But, boy, she'd come out, though. Did she come out? She came out swinging. At the end, at least. But, yeah. So I give it a 6.5 out of 10. That's what I give it. Jonathan, what about you, buddy? What you got for me?
Shit.
And I'll tell you why later, once he gives his answer.
Well, like you, after I saw the movie wowed me, but I knew from the very beginning that they weren't gonna get that kind of movie 3D quality in actual show part. They tried their best. I've noticed the graphics started getting more smoother and smoother as the episodes went along, which was good. The voice acting took some time for me to get used to because some of the new VAs sounded very good. Like Zip's VA sounded very good. Pip and Zip sounded very close to how their characters were originally sounding like in the movie.
Mm.
Izzy was the most difficult. Hitch and Izzy were the two most difficult for me to get used to, because Hitch went from like a reversal, like he was like Applejack, and then he turns into Fluttershy during the actual show.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a very big change. That kind of threw me off as well. Oh yeah.
And then Izzy basically turns into Pinky. Although she,
Which
but Izzy still, she has a creative side, which is pretty cool. Now it's like each character in that show, eventually I got used to the voices, and I'm like, okay, this is not bad. And there was a lot of funny moments in there. Some of the songs in there were really good. But it's just like, if you have the soundtrack, you'll hear the full length songs, and they're actually good. They went from more of a rock type certain songs. They went from more hip hop. They changed the
mm,
music genre. Where in G4 the songs were all like orchestra, or they were kind of like. And I love orchestra. Don't get me wrong. G4 music was amazing, but I like a variety. So, but each songs had their moments. There were certain episodes that I felt like hit their mark,
mm.
and
I think you can guess what my favorite song was.
yeah, but most then there's some episodes that are very emotional that actually really hit the mark, like the one my favorite character who did one of the best redemptions, that was Misty. Misty was basically almost like, when she got introduced, almost carried the whole show. But when the show started, Zip was the one who carried the first chapter. So it's like, what,
Yeah, that was
Sunny?
big.
I know Sunny's supposed to be the leader, and everyone's like, she doesn't do anything. She gets overshadowed by everyone.
Hmm.
But then in
She's
the
like the
go ahead, go
she's like
ahead.
the AR-15. She's like the AR-15 that in case things go wrong. So hey, could you thanks.
But then
I
when
think
she has to
she was just a
shine,
weapon.
she comes in clutch.
Exactly.
So my problem was, when I saw the movie, is that she became like a pseudo alicorn. Like, it's not, she's not a full alicorn. It's more of a power up. So I'm like, okay.
Right.
So it's like a Dragon Ball Z reference, like a Super Saiyan power up. So
Exactly. We need a Super Saiyan real quick.
yeah, and it's just like, but then after a while, I'm like, okay, okay, I got used to it. But the thing is, my whole mind is, every time I was thinking a certain thought about each episode, I couldn't get my clear decision, because they kept changing every single episode. But as every reviewer I've seen reviews the show is so negative towards it, like so negative. But then there's a couple out there that are actually chill with it. With me, my opinion, Ophelina, like Brutus just talked about, was very slow at first, but sometimes, because they're trying to explore her character, they're trying to build her up for then the final battle. But the thing is,
Mm.
like this, I was going like this. In certain episodes, they were funny, but then I wanted more action. Like from G4, there was more action, and they were some of the fight scenes are actually starting to get good. But then I'm just like, but then certain episodes, I'm like, mm.
Oh yeah, and it's yeah.
But I gotta say that when Opalina very came in clutch during the chapter 6, that actually really hit, and that was really good. That chapter was really good. And some other references being in the show to G4.
I'll say this right now. I thought the Secrets of Starlight episode.
Yeah.
It was when I saw Spike come back, I was like, oh snap! And then like I finished up the chapter 6, that I was like, oh okay. And then I saw Secrets of Starlight. It's like Starlight Glimmer. Oh, she's coming back. They're gonna introduce her again. And then it didn't turn into that at all. So I was like, oh okay.
But they
It was
introduced
something
us.
completely different, but in a good way, I think.
Yes, yes. But they introduced us to a new place in Equestria we haven't been to before. They introduced us to a new breed of pony we haven't seen before, the Aurora Corns.
Mhm.
So I guess that's their version of the Crystal Empire, I guess. Um,
And
so
that snowy
yeah,
mountain range too for it. Yeah,
we'll get to that in a
that makes
minute.
sense.
We'll get
Yeah,
to
that makes
that.
sense.
Yes, it does. We'll get to
Yeah,
that.
see now,
Yeah, go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead. No,
We'll
I was
get.
gonna say I have a theory about that now. Now that you said that.
But I love how you mentioned Spike. So when Twilight came back in that hologram scene, first people were like, "Was that actually Tara voicing her? Was it not?" It actually was.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I looked it up.
Ooh,
So
it
I'm
did
not.
sound like her, but there was a slight difference. But I probably don't remember what
I
the
think
last
it
time she
was,
voiced
but
Twilight too. So
you never know.
I think it was pretty good. It was good. It was good.
She did
I'm
in the
glad she came back.
she voiced her in the G5 movie flashback scene.
Mm.
But we're not, she might have to look at the credits again. If we didn't get that right, you could tell us in the comments section below.
Let us know how wrong we are, or right we
Yeah.
are.
Now let's get to the big dragon in the room, Spike.
Yep. Dragon Spike.
Okay, dragons change as they get older. Years and years and years and years have gone by. Even though Spike's voice now is like fully deep and everything, like, but I gotta admit, the new actor who played him did a actually amazing job getting his character. Like, he still had his snarky sense of humor and stuff like that. It's just like it grew on me. Like, his character was actually very likable.
I 100% agree on that.
He was
I like
funny.
Spike.
He's like, "What? It'd be funny if you called me Fred or something."
Yeah. Oh man, so oh man, he
The
had a setup for
one-liners. The
sure.
one-liners.
Yes. He was set up, man. When I first introduced, like, Lord of the Dragonlands, and then it makes me wonder, oh, what happened to Ember? What happened to this? Because I know dragons live. Ember should be alive too. But wait,
Yeah.
wasn't there one of the dragons named Ember?
No, no.
Okay.
In G4, yes, but there was
Yeah.
Blaze. Blaze is similar to Ember.
Right. Okay. I mean, yeah. Who knows what happened? If Spike's there, then where's Ember at?
Well, Spike was younger than Ember.
Well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean she's not alive still.
No,
I
because
figure she'd still be the dragon. I don't. There's a lot of questions involved, and I'm
yeah,
sure some of it will get
because
answered. But
dragons
how Spike
age
get the?
very slowly. Like, they live for a long, long time.
Mhm.
Obviously, we could tell. But the design of the dragons in G5, it's like they kind of remind. Like, I look very carefully. I'm like, the dragons. I'm like, okay, the dragons have scales similar to a cutie mark now, and they kind of look like dragon pony hybrids.
And they're on all fours. They're not
Well,
on two legs.
well, in G4 there was a few dragons on all fours.
Yeah, not all of them though. Most of like the younger dragons are always on their 2 feet.
Well, kind of like
Always
Sparky,
on
he's
their.
on 2 feet. I know
Yeah,
how
but I'd say
silent
there's
you
a
went.
lot more of them. There's a lot more of them on their
Yeah,
all fours. I'll just
exactly.
say that's
Well,
different change there.
well,
But
yeah,
it
but
makes you wonder if it's like a certain breed of dragon like stayed on because Spike was on all fours too. I mean, he might have I think he hunched up like once or twice, but normally he's on all fours. Which in the Gen 4 he was on twos on
but
2 feet, but maybe that's he just didn't grow into his dragon. Well, no, when he got big, he went on all fours. No, he.
during that
You
one
remember the one
episode,
episode?
yeah,
Yeah,
where he became corrupt and just
I
became
think he was back and forth on it. Yeah,
yeah.
I think he was back and forth on it. Yeah, but
Dra-
yeah, I mean, go ahead.
I think I didn't really mind Spike's new design because it makes sense. He's older, he's grown up. That's why he's the biggest and tallest out of all of them. But it's just like, but I like how freaking how simple they were all brainwashed by Opalina. Just like, but I'm like, no, I don't want to go to a cage. I've been locked in a cage before, and I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, I felt so. What was her name? What was her name? That was the one who was like the Fluttershy of the dragons. The one that said, I've been locked in a dungeon before. What was her name?
Um. Ooh. That was
That was the
was
one
that
that
like
said, I don't.
Frosty?
Uh, That was the
Oh.
one that said, "We don't have cell phones here."
Oh, she was just like, yeah, we don't have anything.
I don't think we
The Amish,
I don't
the
think we
Amish
have
of
a
dragons.
signal. I don't think we have that here. And what is a cell phone? And Pip just goes, what? What did you just say to me? That part made me laugh hysterically.
Let us know in the comments who that dragon we're talking about,
Please.
so I can't remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us how bad we are.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, we're horrible.
so
We're
now you mentioned about how they got easily mind controlled,
yeah.
and let me tell you, Opalina did was miraculous when she did it, thus introducing my favorite song of the entire thing,
Oh yeah.
Opalina's song.
Her new villain
Ooh,
song.
that's I loved it. I
She
loved
had a
it.
lot of
I
sass.
loved the move set with it. Yeah, a lot of sass, and it really, because I didn't have any high hopes for her coming into like the first 3 chapters. I was like, okay, yeah. And granted, she was like kind of stuck there because of Twilight's magic force field, so she couldn't do much anyway. But it was like, I just I wish more out of it. But then, boy, did she deliver! Boy, did she deliver chapter 6 for me.
Yeah.
That oh my goodness, that song and stuff. Just that's the
It got stuck in
choreography
it got
for it, and
stuck in
oh
my
man,
head. It got stuck in my head for
whoo,
you almost wanted to
it was good.
you wanted to sing along with it.
Exactly, and I'm sure I'm gonna take like 10 hours one day just listening repeatedly,
I'm
and
a
then I'm gonna like
villain.
start singing and stuff.
I'm a villain. Like it just goes it was I like that song was well written
Hmm.
and the VA Opalina's actress she did a really good job singing that. She has a good
Oh
singing
yeah,
voice.
I loved everything about it.
Cuz it's
Loved everything about it.
like there's a villain song for you.
Thank you. I just wish I wish Sombra had one.
Oh. Yes, he's the only. Okay, we're gonna go back into
Right?
G4. We're gonna go back to the G4. Like, it,
Real quick, real quick.
real quick. Sorry, everyone. We're gonna have to change the topic since we're on villain songs right now.
Mm.
Rewind it back. Rewind it back. So
Oh man.
Sombra. He did not have one song. I'm pretty sure most of the villains had their own song or a group song. I'm not sure if.
Yeah. Chrysalis, Tyrek, and Cozy Glow had their trio one.
The group song.
Discord had the glass of water one. Yeah, so he's definitely had
I
one.
don't think Nightmare Moon had one.
Um, it's an argument to where, hey, when Luna sung, that was
Luna had plenty of songs.
technically right. So okay, technically, Nightmare Moon did not have one.
So King Sombra's the only villain in that whole series that did not have a song.
I brought that up. Can you imagine him having one? His season 3 one. The season three voice actor.
Yes, yes.
I mean, that's the one I like.
No disoffense to the guy who voiced him in season 9. He made the Summer.
That's what they wanted.
He made Summer sound more funny.
Yeah, kind of like especially this. Sorry, I love me good villain. We're talking about it, especially like what he did on there. It's like, hey, listen to my voice, even though I'm doing like terrible things. Like
his character
definitely...
had the worst deaths in that show. Like every single time he died, first one he got blown to smithereens, and the second one his skin literally peels off and he's getting evaporated. And I'm like, you see a tiny little bit because it was censored actually. There's an uncensored clip if it's much worse.
I think you saw a couple bone, but just before it panned out.
In the uncensored version.
Yeah, oh man, that was like, whoa.
They went dark. They went dark on that. See, I think his character, the reason why they killed him so violently, because I think he's the most darkest out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't really get.
Oh yeah.
He didn't really get much of an origin story with his character, though.
There's a lot of fan-made ones.
Yes,
and stuff.
There's a lot of fan-made.
There's always the comic books too that kind of bring out a lot of it. But it's good you mentioned his death because we're going to talk about Opalina's end
Oh yeah, yeah.
next. A
Let's go.
comparison on those,
Well, she's
since
not.
we're going to jump on right there.
She's not dead. She's just sealed away.
Mm-hmm.
But then she
She
gets.
joined Fluttershy.
She got her cutie mark ripped off,
Amateur.
and she chased it into the tree. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, let it go. Just let it go and leave. Get out of there while you still can. Seriously, she could have got out.
Yep.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
let it go. Nope. She chased her cutie mark into there. And she's like, my
Don't
mark,
hold back.
no. And you actually saw fear in her face for the first time ever.
Right. Oh yeah. So it's like I need that cutie mark.
And
And
then
it goes.
she gets turned into a tree.
Oh man, I loved it. Fluttershy's jealous, or she's in there with her.
And her whole
You know.
castle just explodes, and it's like just turns into this. It just. But you know what I've noticed about the specials compared to the actual normal episodes? The specials graphics are actually better.
It is slightly better, yeah.
Because if you watch the Secret of Starlight opening, you'll notice when they
Mm-hmm.
continue right where they left off, and you'll see the sunset and scenery is all beautiful and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
That means there's more
It was almost.
production.
It was almost like they're bringing it back to like almost what they used for the movie, almost like the first movie.
I think so.
It's slightly different. It's slightly downgraded, but I think they're working back up towards that one. What they had for the movie.
Yeah.
The first movie they came out with.
Now, let's
Oh,
talk
there we go.
about let's talk about our second villain of G5's second villain. Good old Aurora. The good old snow leopard hybrid winged whatever the hell that is
I'm
creature.
gonna call it a there's a term, the mythical creature that has like, and it's not a griffin. Well, it's another creature that has like the tiger body and wings and stuff. I think it's in Greek mythology. I can't think of the name of it yet, but
Yeah, I think I know where you're going.
either way, go ahead.
I think I know where you're going with, but I forgot to.
Man,
Comments.
tell us in the comments.
Go ahead.
Comments. I know you guys know. You guys know. You guys tell me stuff. Come on. But either way, it looks badass. It looks badass.
Yeah.
And I'm curious about well, technically there's three villains. There's two villains now. There's a second one introduced, and then there's a mysterious voice one, right?
Brother.
No, or the brother, right? Now I'm very excited. I can always tell about a villain based on their voice. Why I was a big King Sombra fan. He has the voice for it. The brother.
And then
Can't wait to meet him.
And then they have the bunny. I'm like, oh no, Angel Bunny returned.
The comedic relief. Turns out Roar is like Fluttershy, fused into
I love how
into all the
like,
animals. When it's guarding the stone.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, so he's like the comic relief of the trio.
Yeah.
It seems like, and it looks like it's gonna be like one of those scenarios where like Aurora's just doing things for her brother, and I think at some point there's gonna be like a soft spot for like a kind of redemption arc, kind of.
Yeah.
For her, just because of, yeah. And oh no, never mind, it's not that. I was gonna say, by the way, Happy New Year's. Well, Happy New Year's to you guys anyway, because when you guys see this, just want to give that shout out. But I thought it was like time for it right now because we're recording this on the 31st, and 2 hours away from New Year's. So I was gonna yell it out and stuff.
Oh, no.
But anyway, yeah, I think it's gonna be where she's gonna be like Misty, where she's working for her brother, but then it's like, hey, he just using me and stuff, and I need to pay him back, or she owes him something. You know what I mean? Like, so you almost have like, you almost got like a soft spot for Aurora, kind of almost. You didn't have it when when that episode was going on. So it's like, oh damn, she just looked for the star and stuff. Well, I mean, maybe she has her different motives and her different plans. Kind of like Starlight Glimmer. What she did in the beginning, or not even, or maybe who's a better? That's probably no, that's not really a
Yeah,
good
we're
comparison there.
recording this
No,
on the
it's
flirty first. I mean, flirty first. What? 31st,
oh,
not flirty flirt.
I'm trying to think about that can the flirty first.
Flirty first.
Yeah, but I was just looking for a comparison between Aurora, like her position, serving her brother versus like someone else in like a Gen 4 related thing. And I said Starlight Glimmer, but she was kind of doing that on her own. Oh, so the Flim and Flam brothers, the guy that what was his name with the glasses that was going in when they were selling the elixir for the young elixir that Granny Smith was drinking. And they had that one dude pretend to like be hurt and crippled, and then like he would take a drink of it and he'd like start dancing, like their sidekick and stuff. So he was doing bad things, but in the end it was like, he saw the light and stuff, and he was just doing it.
Yeah,
He was doing it for the right reasons, for the wrong. Yeah.
Only time will tell.
But maybe I think Aurora's gonna have that as well, because I feel like Aurora could have been a lot crueler to the villagers, as well. So I think there's like a lot of holdback.
Because she just
What do you
wanted
think,
the star.
Jonathan?
She wanted the star. That's all she wanted, because she wanted to escape.
Just wanted the star.
She wanted to escape that dimension.
Right. Just give me the star. I'm not here to hurt anybody. You guys can have fun as you're doing it. I just need it. All right.
So,
I don't. That's my thought of it. But what do you think of her? I think I talked enough.
well, she's very good at persuading. Persuasion. Please don't do that again.
Leave in the comments below if I should do it next video.
Oh God, please don't. Yeah. Well, she was she was very manipulative, but but the kicker was she had the thing on her the whole frickin' time. And
But it had a V8.
I'm like, what? You had it with you the whole... I was laughing hysterically. I was like, that's the biggest F up of the show. And then that's when you hear brother give her shit afterwards. You had the thing the whole time? I mean,
man.
that was actually that was funny. But the thing is, like, her character's new, so I really don't have a strong opinion on her yet. So, but it was interesting to introduce a new villain. Let's just hope Make Your Mark isn't done, because the rumors that saying Hasbro's done with that and they're just going to make Tell Your Tale the main focus. Well, if they're taking a break from making Make Your Mark because of the 3D animation spends a lot of money making that, then I understand. But Hasbro didn't officially say they're done making Make Your Mark. They didn't officially say it. Because there's a lot of confusion with that going around with that.
And I think a lot of it is too. It's is people people gonna be hooked about this new villain, this new potential story coming up too. It's all the audience, it's all the views and stuff. That's what makes shows great and not great. That's how they get money or not. It just depends if the target audience enjoys the content. Are they excited to see what happens next? You know? Are you excited to see what happens next, Jonathan?
I'm curious. I want to see what happens more with Aurora, and I want to eventually I want to see the brother.
I'm curious too. And that doesn't mean Opalina's not done either.
No, she's definitely not.
You know? And I'm curious to see the brother. It's like, hey, you're gonna throw a voice like that at me. I gotta see who's behind it.
Her brother sounded very...
Especially the villain.
Her brother sounded very menacing, too.
Exactly. And if you know me, I love me a good villain. I had to give this guy a chance. So that's why I'm going to watch it.
Exactly.
And hope they make more.
And we've been recording for almost 30 minutes.
Because you've got to, mister. Oh, man. By the way, my drink choice today, guys, for my New Year's celebration is UV vodka. I believe it's a Walmart brand official
Mm-hmm.
because I have not seen this vodka anywhere else but the Walmart liquor store I go to. Um, so yeah, it comes in blueberry and cherry. You guys want to find yourself a drink? This is really good. I
Exactly.
like it with cranberry juice
Exactly.
and some
So
Mountain Dew. Depends on what
nice.
I have.
So we've recorded for 30 minutes now. I think it's time we should wrap this up.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say some final words before we head this out. So, the title of this video will come out eventually. We're going to come up with a better name, and we'll do this behind the scenes. This video will come out next year. So, happy New Year, everyone who sees this video. And this year was I had a great year this year. I got to travel, hang out with him for the first time in person. This group challenge been is gone amazing. It's having a great time. Everyone who's been in the videos having a great time. Thank you for supporting us for this whole year, and hopefully we'll deliver more great content for you in the future. So until then, I'm Jonathan Molina, and that's
Night Brew's the name and drinking's the game. Oh, hell yeah.
and
That's me, baby.
yep, and we'll see you in the next podcast. Bye bye.
Cheers, mate.
Good one.